Hey guys, let's get more news about Stellars, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. The stats behind the Cleveland Browns' signing of linebacker Jordan Hicks. After a rather quiet start to NFL free agency on Monday, Cleveland Browns general manager Andrew Berry re-signed two of his own in edge Zadarius Smith and interior defensive lineman Maurice Hurst, while also signing former Minnesota Vikings linebacker Jordan Hicks. While those contracts cannot be officially signed until Wednesday, it is a mere formality. Here, we are going to focus specifically on Hicks and what he has done thus far in his career and his role with the Browns. Note that all statistics were sourced from Sports Info Solutions, Sumer Sports, RBSDM.com, and Pro Football Focus unless otherwise noted. Some definitions of metrics used throughout: expected points added, EPA, via Inside the Pylon. Expected points added, EPA, is a football statistic that seeks to measure the value of individual plays in terms of points. This is done by calculating the expected points, EP, of the down, distance, and field position situation at the start of a play and contrasting it with the situation at the end of the play. A 3-yard gain on 1st and 10 is pretty different than a 3-yard gain on 3rd and 2, something not usually captured in conventional statistics. The expected points framework helps translate raw gains into value. Relative athletic score, RAS, measures a prospect's athletic testing results from the combine or a pro day in relation to the prospect's size and historical results from players at the same position. Each prospect is given a score from 0 to 10 based on how their RAS matches up to those of the same position throughout history. Compiled and calculated by Kent Lee Platt of Pro Football Network. Hicks played college football at the University of Texas from 2010 to 2014. During his redshirt senior season, he earned second-team All-America honors from the Football Writers Association of America, second-team All-Big 12 honors, and was a semi-finalist for the 2014 Chuck Bednarik Award. Hicks was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 3rd round, 84th overall, of the 2015 NFL Draft, 9th linebacker selected in the draft, where he would proceed to play his first 4 seasons in the league. The contract figure is still rolling in, but on the surface it is a 2-year, $8 million deal for Hicks. This would land him around 30th in average salary per year for the position, in the neighborhood of Leighton Vander Esch and E.J. Speed, but the guaranteed portion of the contract is what really matters. From a run defense standpoint, let's use the past 3 seasons as the benchmark. Beforehand, it is worth mentioning that Hicks has totaled 100-plus solo/assist tackles in each of the last 3 seasons with an accompanying average missed tackle rate of 8.1%. The Browns had a pretty significant need at Mike linebacker this offseason, as both Anthony Walker and Sione Takataki hit the free agency market. Walker signed with the Miami Dolphins and Takataki signed with the Patriots. Hicks has played almost exclusively at inside backer throughout his career, 82% of defensive snaps in 2023, so he will be the starter at the position heading into the 2024 season, barring a more significant signing or unforeseen circumstances. Defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz deployed nickel defense on nearly 66% of defensive plays in 2023, with a corresponding 5th-best EPA per pass allowed, -0.19, but a 14th overall ranking in explosive play rate allowed, 11.2%. Further, as you can see from the below defensive pass tendencies graphic courtesy or Arjun Menon, the biggest struggle for the Browns in pass coverage in 2023 was in the middle of the field at short and intermediate depths downfield. This is where Hicks' respectable coverage abilities will be needed this season, especially against teams like division rivals Pittsburgh Steelers, who will place an emphasis on MOF passes under Arthur Smith. If he can repeat the 2023 performance with the Eagles, he could help further enhance the league's best defense from a season ago. Russell Wilson to Pittsburgh Steelers sparks NFL free agency frenzy as 10 stars find new teams. The first day of NFL's legal tampering saw some massive deals, with several players bagging big paydays. The excitement kicked off with Russell Wilson announcing his move to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, sparking a free agency frenzy as the legal tampering window opened on Monday. While players can't sign contracts until Wednesday, many already know where they'll be playing next, now that official negotiations between representatives and NFL teams have begun. The quarterback market has become even more competitive following Baker Mayfield's extension with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and several top running backs have already found new homes. Here are 10 of the biggest day one deals. Saquon Barkley is heading to the Philadelphia Eagles. Barkley will stay in the NFC East after agreeing to a 3-year, $37.75 million, £29.4 million deal with the Eagles. After being franchise tagged last year, the running back will now become the fourth highest paid player in his position, earning slightly more than Cleveland Browns' Nick Chubb. Kirk Cousins is moving to the Atlanta Falcons. The most sought-after quarterback on the market is no longer available, as Cousins' agent announced that his client has signed a 4-year deal with the Falcons. The contract is reportedly worth $180 million, £140.4 million, with up to $100 million, £78 million, guaranteed and a $50 million, £39 million, signing bonus. Gabe Davis is joining the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars seem to be moving on from Calvin Ridley this offseason, with Davis signing a 3-year $39 million, £30.4 million, contract that could rise to $50 million, £39 million. Jonathan Greenard is heading to the Minnesota Vikings. The defensive end has agreed a 4-year, $76 million, £59.3 million, contract after a standout year with the Houston Texans. Robert Hunt is making his move to the Carolina Panthers. He's agreed a 5-year, $100 million, £78 million, deal after leaving the Miami Dolphins. Josh Jacobs is joining the Green Bay Packers. The 2-time Pro Bowler will sign a 4-year, $48 million, £37.4 million, contract, with a $12.5 million, £9.8 million, signing bonus and a front-loaded £11 million, $14.8 million, salary for next season. Tony Pollard is off to the Tennessee Titans on a 3-year, $24 million, £18.7 million, deal, marking the end of the Derrick Henry era. After 5 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, the running back is returning to his home state and his college stomping ground at Memphis. Devin Singletary is moving to the New York Giants. The team knew that Barkley wouldn't be sticking around for long this offseason, so they've found his replacement for half the price the Eagles paid him. They've agreed on a 3-year, $16.5 million, £12.9 million, deal that could see Singletary earning close to $19.5 million, $15.2 million. DeAndre Swift is heading to the Chicago Bears. After just 1 season in Philadelphia, Swift is making the most of a career year by turning it into a 3-year, $24 million, £18.7 million, contract with the Bears. The running back could soon be sharing a locker room with draft prospect Caleb Williams in the NFC North after less than 12 months away. Christian Wilkins is off to the Las Vegas Raiders in one of the day's biggest deals. After a standout season in Miami, the defensive tackle will now call Las Vegas home for 4 years. He'll earn a base salary of $110 million, £85.8 million, with a guaranteed $84.75 million, £66.1 million. Could Steelers trade Deontay Johnson to NFC team? There have been rumblings that the Pittsburgh Steelers are open to trading wide receiver Deontay Johnson this week, but how much truth is there to it? There's at least some, apparently, as The Athletic's Diana Rossini confirmed those rumors on Saturday and posted on Platform X. There is interest from teams around the league as GMs are getting set for free agency. Of course, there will be a couple of factors in the Steelers' decision, including trade compensation and who would potentially replace Johnson. However, Andrew Filipponi of Pittsburgh's 93.7, the fan believes a team to watch is the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals have 11 picks in the 2024 NFL Draft, including 6 picks, numbers 4, 27, 35, 66, 71, 90, in the first 3 rounds, and are set to lose wide receiver Marquise Brown in free agency. The value of Johnson, who has 391 catches for 4,363 yards and 25 touchdowns in his first 5 seasons, is unknown. Things are also complicated after the Steelers' AFC North Division rival Browns traded just a 5th and 6th round pick for former first-round WR Jerry Jeudy on Saturday. If Johnson brings a similar price tag, it's highly unlikely that Pittsburgh would be willing to deal its former third-round pick in 2019. However, if a team like Arizona would be willing to give up a third or even second-round pick for Johnson, the Steelers may be willing to move on from him if they don't expect to re-sign him as he's heading into the final year of his deal. If Pittsburgh does move on from Johnson, it will need to find his replacement. The free agent market isn't rich with wide receiver talent, but a fan-favorite name to watch is former Bengals WR Tyler Boyd, who played his collegiate ball at the University of Pittsburgh. The Steelers could also turn to the draft to find their next playmaker to pair with WR George Pickens. They were one of several teams to meet with Washington wide receiver Rome Odunze at the NFL Scouting Combine. Odunze ranks as Pro Football Focus third-best wide receiver and number 7 overall prospect on its big board after posting 167 receptions for 2,785 yards and 20 touchdowns from 2022 to 23. So, it would take a trade-up to land him. Nonetheless, Pittsburgh has a big decision to make on Johnson in the coming days. If the Cardinals are willing to part with a day 2 pick, it may just be enough for the Steelers to let him go. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation, Diontae Johnson? Leave your opinion in the comments.